everybody, welcome. Alright, so I have a Vinylmnky unboxing or review for you guys. I already unboxed it, but I'm going to show you what comes in the box. I want to focus more on the music. This album is an example of just amazing music that's being made now. I hear a lot of talk about how there aren't too many great artists these days. The music is superficial, it has no purpose, it has no meaning. This album contradicts all that. It challenges that in the best way possible. Vinylmnky knocked it out of the park. This well, this is actually from April, so they did an amazing job releasing this album. So the album that I received is Khalid. This is from April 2017. American Teen is the title of this album. Here is the breakdown print that you get with every package. You get to learn a little more about the artist. These words are from Brendan Hillard from Obviate Media. Nailed the description of what you're going to experience with this album. It really was just spot on. And I'll break into that in a little bit. But in the package, you get, of course, the breakdown. You get a lithograph, usually signed by the artist, and you can see here in the top corner, he signed it for me there, which is a really awesome personal touch. Sometimes I'll even sign the sleeve of the record. But beautiful pictures. I really love the direction that they went with. Let me show you what the actual record looks like. So here it is, American Teen by Khalid. This is his debut album. This is the first album out there, and this is what Vinylmnky kind of specializes on. They have their finger on the pulse here, and it's an amazing album. And I love, again, the pictures. Look at this. So I think it captures that American Teen vibe, and I don't know, just something about the contrast between the blue sky and the you know, the mountains. He's from El Paso, Texas, so I'm assuming this is where it was taken. The pictures. So you get that nice little scenery there, and then the records themselves. It is a double LP, heavy pressing of these records. They're sleeved up in these, again, beautiful paper sleeves with awesome pictures. Here's a little breakdown from Khalid himself, explaining himself, which is, I think, one of the hardest things you can ever do. Here's the track listing with some production notes, and I noticed that all of his name is in all of these songs, so he helped write a lot of these songs with his team of people that he works with. A lot of artists do that these days. But yeah, I mean, he was on every single one. He got some guitars, acoustic guitars, some synths, some piano, you know, a little bit of that. Of course, some bass and some drums. It's just a well-rounded sound. It's just beautiful the way these tracks came together. The production on it is amazing on this record. Even on MP3 it sounds great in the cars. I'm driving through SoCal traffic. It puts me in a good mood. It's just a chill album that you can relax with. But even though the music itself is relaxing and kind of just, I guess, chill, there's a lot of reflection that's going on, and that helped me sort of reflect on my childhood, my teen years, mainly, actually, because again, this guy's 19 and he's writing his album that's super dense with all this meaning and purpose, and it's packaged in this very melodic and just awesome sounding you know, package. The thing that I focused the most on was how much different his teenage years were from mine. I remember just barely being introduced to the iPod. I'm sorry, the iPhone, not the iPod. That's really old. I'm just kidding. Sorry, anyone out there who just, never mind. Anyways, there's a difference in sort of the teen years there with social media and how it's pretty much taken over our lives. And it affects everyone, not just teenagers, but I mean, everyone pretty much now works through or does something on social media, on their phone or whatever. But it does change and affect the way things are. Relationships, love. This whole album is about love and relationships. He talks about them in a ton of songs. Location, another sad love song, is another example of that. Location specifically mentions having the girl he's talking with drop him her location. You pin the location, you can send it through a text, and you can find that person. And in a way, it's sort of romantic. Like, you know, you're having someone tell you where they are so you can go find them. And then there's a search and like pursuit type of thing. But at the same time, it's also done in a superficial way. It's like, oh, here, find me. You know, it's done through a phone. It's not real. But at the same time, having that be the vessel that helps them meet in real life, like in person, is, I think, overall what he was trying to get to, because he didn't want to have these emotions and these conversations that he's having with her through Twitter, and he mentions not wanting to fall in love with her through her subreddits. You know, he would tweet something that was about her and she would like it, and you know, it was kind of like their thing. And this is actually a song about a real girl that he was talking to, and this is like real stuff that happened to him. So there's a lot of personal details in this, but he wanted to have that interaction in real life. He wanted to see her smile and not just get an emoji with the smiley face on it. You know, especially that one with the closed eye and the tongue sticking out. I love that one. But he wanted a real interaction. And for a 19-year-old growing up in a world where all he really was exposed to was this type of interaction, for him to want to find purpose and meaning in something real is just the most amazing thing ever. It's relieving, actually, because again, there's this talk about how these younger generations have it so easy. They're spoiled. They don't know what they're talking about. And to an extent, that's true. But that is every generation. My generation was scolded and critiqued by my parents, and my parents were critiqued and by their parents and so forth. Every generation had it so hard, and it's just everyone's a victim, I think. But there's longing for meaning and purpose in this interaction, to actually meet in person and not just live a love life through social media. Young, Dumb, and Broke, my favorite song off this album. It's the second song on here. Love the chorus. It's so catchy. It's just perfect. But the meaning of it, like there's this verse that says like, we have so much in common or whatever, but we're always arguing. You'd never tell me that I'm right, but I'm pretty sure I am. Like these contradictions, you know. And he says young, dumb, and broke, and then he finishes off with, but we have love to give. Which is very true. I mean, when you're that young and you don't have a steady job or a job at all, you just finished high school, you have no life experience, real like life experience, no responsibilities oftentimes. I know that's not true for everybody, but a lot of kids don't grow up having that. How much can you really know? How much can you have really experienced? All you really do have to give is love, and that love can be like this optimism, this love for like life, and this love for adventure and for something new and to push boundaries, or just love, like romantic love, you know, or maybe just lust. I don't know. It could be either or, but that's basically what they have in their little world. If I had this song when I was in high school, that would definitely be the song that I would like gravitate towards, you know, because it's true. It's very true, and maybe I'm seeing that now. Maybe that I'm older, you know, I've had some life experience of my own, but he nailed it. And again, he's 19. Like, how the hell do you know that when you're not even there? So throughout this whole album, though, I did pick up on this sort of, I guess, sort of watch and report type of thing. It was kind of weird because I realized like this guy has a lot of insight to what's happening currently with teenagers and what's happening, because of course he's a teenager, but he's very profound about it. And it made sense after I watched this little mini documentary on YouTube. He was on the Fader channel, and they interviewed his mom, and she talked about how she was in the military and she was serving, and they would basically have to move. He was a military kid. And so him going to different schools and not ever really having relationships and friendships that were concrete and, you know, stable, helped him sort of see that. Sort of see how things were kind of happening, and then just critiquing it. You know, he was a part of it, but he wasn't necessarily in it. And I think that's the advantage that he has in making his music sound so sincere and so authentic. Because I thought to myself, like, how how honest could this really be? I mean, if you're sitting there and you're a part of it, you can critique it all you like, but you're still a part of it. And there's a part of you that may critique it, but I don't always feel like it's the most sincere. Well, that explains pretty much the whole thing. This is coming from a real place, and he does an amazing job of just being able to talk about the frustrations that he has with it, the loneliness that he feels, and the longing for just finding someone and wanting to be with them and dealing with those hardships. So again, I'm telling you, this kid has so much potential. Be on the lookout for him. I heard his song Location on the radio 3 days ago, and I could not get over how excited I was about it, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, I know this guy's voice, and he has a very distinct voice. It's low, it's very strong, and it's prominent. You're gonna hear it just kind of pop through the track, you know, which is again melodic and beautiful and catchy and all that fun stuff. But he's got this raspiness to it, you know. Kind of reminded me of Bob Dylan when he was talking about how, you know, he tried to sing like he was a lot older than he was, because that gave experience and this sort of emotion that gets created through the music that helps the listener sort of relate to it. Like, oh, maybe he has something to say, and it sounds authentic, you know. So I feel like he's kind of got that going on for him. But just a beautiful voice. Beautiful, strong voice. Very little, I feel, was done to his voice to you know, in the production of it, because I heard him sing it live in that documentary, or this other video that I saw of him breaking down lyric by lyric what his song meant, and he was singing it there on the spot with no music, no, you know, editing software, and it sounded just like the record. So that's a great sign. So anyways, there it is. I hope this made sense. It's such an amazing album. Again, American Team by Khalid. You may be able to find a copy of this still through Vinylmnky. I highly recommend you go through there for that signed lithograph. This double LP packaging. The whole experience is just phenomenal. Again, you can get 10% off through the member store, YouTube Monkey. I will link that in the description. Thank you for making it all the way to the end. I appreciate that. If you think I deserve it, give this video a thumbs up. It means the world to me. But until then, you can follow me on any other social media platform. Links are in the description below. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you guys on the next one.